I know machine translation is maybe easier, was maybe easier than Coptic, making Coptic one, because I know was like spelled by linguists, and their spellings are very like regular. There, of course, there are some spelling variations, but you can just replace it using regular expression, and you can make it uniform. So first, I collected the data of digital text and corpora, uh, especially Ainu Archive of National Ainu Museum, and also Ninjao's Ainu corpus, and so on. And this is my first kind of um, kind of project to create learning AI kind of machine translation model. And it had a quite good result with Sacred 32, which means like so or a bit better than the normal machine translation. If it is like 50, like it's quite good. And if it's 20, it's not so good. But if it is like 29 or 30, it's so, and 32, a bit good. Like that. It's a Japanese to Ainu, but after that, I also created Ainu to Japanese and vice versa. And then I create the Coptic translation model, but I gathered digital text of Coptic from justbeha.org and also Coptic scriptorium and so on. Yeah, there are several difficulties, and the first their data, the result is not so good. Like Sacred is 4, very bad. But after that, like there were teams. There were students from Williams College from the United States, and they created a better model for Coptic machine learning. Um, yeah, this one, Coptic translator. Why do I have so many deadlines? And it translate it into ETBU and Mao and Hach in voice. It's quite good. Voice is like time, so a bit different from the lines, but maybe it works. Yeah, so they created very good model. It was the year of 2020, I think 3. And after that, there were several good models which can deal with Coptic, especially Claude. Claude is a kind of very amazing model, which can translate and also analyze Coptic. And we did some studies to evaluate these models. And yeah, Coptic translator is quite good, but Claude 3 Opus was better than Coptic translator. But other models were very bad. GPT-4o was very bad, and other models were very bad at translating Coptic. And yeah, we're constantly doing evaluation, and the recent evaluation, sorry, it is already published. But still, Claude is the best in translating Coptic. Yeah, I will just skip. But yeah, so I created like a data set of Bohari Coptic, which is another dialect of Coptic. Coptic has like two major dialects, Sahidic and Boharic, and Sahidic was used until 11th century and so until 14th century. But Sahidic has the most of the text, like various texts, but Bohairic became the standard language after like 11th century and so on. And now Bohairic is the language of Coptic Church and also Coptic revitalization movements. And first, the Coptic translator, they created only machine translation for Sahidic. So I was also I was like willing to give the data, Boharic data to Coptic translator team, and they use this data, and they created the Coptic English Boharic translator, and this was very good actually. Um, so yeah, I think the collaboration the key, and only me I couldn't do like so many stuff like yeah. Also, it is so tough to even fine tune. Fine tuning is so first you have to make AI or large language model, you have to pre-train the model, and then you have to do fine tuning. Fine tuning is like to adjust the two teach specific tasks. Pre-training is like to teach the language and so on. And but both are quite difficult for normal people. Like you need to have a very good graphical GPU, graphical processing unit, and one very good GPU for AI, like a cost like 1 million yen or something. Like I don't know how much in English, $10,000 and so on, and like more professional ones, like a 5 million yen and so on. So very, very expensive. But after like 2023 or yeah, a bit earlier, there's a boom of technique called RAG, retrieval augmented generation. And in this way, you don't need to have so much resource to create AI. So yeah, if you want to create AI by yourself, you can also do it. Like these days, I made this AI called Toth AI, which is like based on yeah, Claude Sonnet 3.5, but I gave the data, vectorized data to Claude, and it can generate the better results using this knowledge. For example, if you want to translate, I want to go to, I don't know, Indonesia, and translate it into various stage of ancient Egyptian language, including Coptic. And it will refer to various knowledge sources, which I gave, like lexical data, corpus data, and etymology data, and so on. And it gives like a Middle Egyptian, Late Egyptian, Encyclic Coptic, T-Wash, Evoke, Indonesia, and Bohairic, T-Wash, and She, Indonesia. Yeah, it's quite good. And other related languages. Yeah, and now this model has the best score to translate Middle Egyptian into English, but for my experience, it is also the best model for translating Coptic and other languages into ancient Egyptian or Coptic. Okay. And this is the Coptic part. So how many how many minutes I can have? I have to finish here or
Maybe 5 to 10 minutes more.
5, 10 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So yeah. So this is the Coptic part. So I'm doing the same thing. I know Hachijama, Mikunigami, Miyakoye, Marinaguni. I know like Indonesia has so many indigenous languages and so many minority languages, but Japan also has yeah, quite fewer, but still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. At least there are several other yes, theories to divide these languages into more smaller groups. And I was like I was yeah, hired by National Institute for Japanese Language and Linguistics, and I was working for projects of documenting and these languages in databases. So how different these languages, like for example, standard Japanese mu is tsuki, and Naha Okinawa, which is one of the Ryukyuan languages, is chichi, and Ogami Miyako, another Ryukyuan language, it is so different, especially the last one. And of course, like Ainu is a totally different language, which is belonging to another language family than Japanese, and Gun is Kunechuk, quite very different. Yeah, first I worked on Ainu, as I said, to make machine translation. At the time, like 2023, GPT couldn't work with Ainu very much. But for example, this kind of like making tables and so on, it works. But for example, translation, it doesn't work quite well. So yeah, I um, took gather some digitized data from this corpora, and yeah, it's mainly this Ainu language archive and gross audio corpus of Ainu folklore. And we got like 2 million characters of Ainu text, and made quite good translators of Ainu into Japanese, or Japanese into Ainu. And after that, like Mr. Igarashi, another computer scientist, he led the project and made several models for 4 dialects of Ainu. And it's getting more better and better. And we use like MariaMT, which is the machine translation model for mainly low resource developed by Helsinki NLP team for minor Uralic languages, Finno-Ugric or Uralic languages. I think there are more and more better models because this kind of technological advancement is so fast. Yeah, after that, I tried to do ChatGPT was so bad also as I knew with the Okinawan language, and also Okinawan language has several problem of the orthography. There are several orthographies, and we cannot choose one of them is the best one because there are many candidates, and yeah, many people are people are found with their own kind of orthography, so it's very difficult to choose. So we created like conversion system between or among these various orthographies, like more than 20 orthographies. And yeah, there are also very big revitalization movement, and also making like Wikipedia in Okinawa and so on. And there are several corpora, and I'm in Ninja. I was also a member of making digital dictionary, and also corpora of Okinawan language. And sorry, it's so fast. And yeah, yeah, but still we are like working on like a machine translation, and also kind of making like a generative AI, like automatic responding of Okinawan language. But it's getting quite better and better with new data of Okinawan lexicon, and also Okinawan text database. And finally, recently, since last year, I became a member of research team led by Professor Masayoshi Koizumi from Tokyo University, and they are working on Kapchika language and Tongan language and Turco-Sedic, and I became a member of Turco-Sedic team. And yeah, in the community of the Turco-Sedic village in close to Hualien in Taiwan, they asked us to create kind of new tools using AI for youngsters. And we did somehow. using so getting recordings of the new Truku-Sedic data, and with the collaboration with Professor Apai Ayutang, and the various societies of Truku-Sedic and Pasa Chan, and finally I want to show YouTube. Wait a sec. Um, Wait a sec. Sorry, this today internet connection is not so good. Yeah, yeah, we created kind of a new story. Not too small. Sorry, yeah, videos. Mm, Wait a sec. So this is like a auto-generated Truku-Sedic song. But with the auto-generated movie, and in events for youngsters of revitalization of Turku, there are dancers who dance with their songs generated by AI, but the language itself is Turku-Sedic. Yeah, there's also danger of like using AI.
Sa korumda elok paru alang Meidang skalok agenda Kasok po yan rolong ini Ay tay kasiya kapuso Sa karaho ang lenglungan Penya ko nino Miin ko puso Miin ko hangan mo Katayakan kang saan ang kuri Elot kiyak piyon Endahang sa horon henang ayu Kikya alang truko Yusunda
Yeah.
Ajida ko yusunda Na hini wada ko lay ka na Ida kimni kasi hormo pa Sipiyaw Ajimot biya kepengay rudan Mungkuri hiji Ini ko hong kyaleng lungan
And like this. So yeah, this is like a kind of Turk-Sedic. Also, there's a kind of the news report for this Turk-Sedic AI festival held in 2024 5 this February. But sorry, I couldn't find it so quickly. But yeah, I will send the link to the YouTube news report for this festival. And in the festival, there are many AI songs using this system, and some dancers, young dancers, danced with this AI songs. And also there are several like AI avatar to speak Truxedic, and several other new like tours shown at the festival. Yeah, so I don't know in which direction these technologies will bring us to, but I hope there will be very good future to utilize these new technologies to revitalize indigenous languages and also document the indigenous languages with more ease. So this is my final remark. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Somiyagawa, for the insightful and comprehensive presentation.
Thank you.
Wow, that is a wonderful presentation.
Thank
We
you.
truly appreciate your valuable contribution in this webinar. Well, dear participants, it is hard actually to conclude the wonderful presentation from Dr. So, but maybe the very simple one is the presentation illustrates how digital humanities, the age tools, and AI technologies, particularly corpus creation, natural language processing, NLP, and machine translation can transform the preservation and revitalization of endangered languages. Through examples such as Coptic, Ainu, Okinawan, and Truku-Sidik, the study demonstrates how digital corpora, TEI, encoded lexica, NI, and AI-assisted translation models using platforms like Hugging Face and GPT provide vital infrastructures for linguistics research and language education. The Coptic case highlights how collaborative projects and machine translation models directly support a languages revival movement, while similar methods for Ainu and Ryukyuan languages show potential for preserving Japan's linguistic diversity. The research concludes that sustained collaboration, expanded data resources, and integration of AI with community-based efforts are key to ensuring the survival and accessibility of endangered languages in the digital era. Well, we will now move on the question and answer session.
Sure. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
actually, Dr. So,
Yeah.
we have received several interesting questions from
Yeah.
our participants from the chat box. Maybe
Yes.
you may also see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The first questions is from Miss Imelda Yance.
Yep.
The question is, let me read, but you can also may read yourself. Many endangered languages don't have a consistent writing system or grammar rules. Because of this, adjusting lexical data like root words, inflected forms, or grammatical categories into a structure XML format can be very challenging. For example, if there's no common agreement on how a word should be written or formed, it leads to confusing variability in collected data. How can this problem be solved, Dr. So?
Yes, very
Yeah.
fixed orthography, not very fixed, but quite fixed orthography. And Ainu, linguists in the 20th century or 19th century developed the very regular orthography in Latin alphabet, and also or katakana, and for or Cyrillic, sorry, but for Okinawan they had historical orthographies from the Ryukyu Kingdom, and also there are various new orthographies, so it is a problem, but still it has orthography. So yeah, I am so lucky. Also for Churuku, there's orthography made by Pasteur, I heard, for translating the Bible into Turku. And this orthography is quite well used in Turku community. So we are so lucky to do like a text-based approach to these languages using computational methods. Currently, computational methods are based on textual data, but without textual data, it's so difficult to make like machine translation or machine interpreter and so on. But these days, there's new new researches to create from audio to audio machine interpreter, for example. You don't need any text in between, or there are many other new technologies which are not based on text. This is one solution to create from audio to audio, for example, translation, interpretation, interpreter, and so on. But anyway, to do various linguistic methods, at this time we need some we need fixed orthography. So for just convenience, maybe we need to make orthography by ourselves, by linguists or somebody from the community to facilitate their procedure to create several digital tools. But yeah, it's very difficult to choose one of them. And you just think that this is only for convenience. And if you create like from audio to audio translation, it's everything is solved. So it's quite difficult situation, but you can try. It's in my advice is please try to create some kind of spelling with any alphabets But I know the community's agreement is very important. Yeah, if a community likes the orthography, like they can produce their own text by themselves, and it makes things much more and more better. So yeah, it's very difficult problem and depends on the situation, how community likes writings, for example, and how they're agreeing with writing their languages. But yeah, but maybe technology will solve from to make audio to audio tools. And that's all. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. So. And Miss Imelda, would you like to give response or something? Feel free to do so.
Okay, thank you.
Oke, you're welcome.
Sip.
Oke.
Thank you.
Ya,
Thank
terima
you.
kasih Ibu Imelda. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih.
Baik,
Sama-sama.
okay. We are waiting for the questions. Maybe directly, if you want to give questions directly from this room, please. So before I continue with the next questions from the chat box, you may use the feature raise hand before you give questions. Well, Dr. So, while we are waiting, there is another questions from Antonio Constantino. But first of all, there is a compliment for you. He said that this is a great conference presentation. But there is a question. Would you mind conducting a workshop for us related to using on language revitalization in Asia? Yeah. So this is Antonio from Timor-Leste. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Antonio. Oh, I know another Antonio from Timor-Leste, but Antonio Suarez. Thank you so much, Antonio. Yeah, I know Timor-Leste has various very rich kind of diverse diversity of the languages. And one of my friends, he's a speaker of the Makassar language, or Makassar, which is one of the Papuan language. It is not Makassar, but Makassar. Yeah, so Makassar language is one of the like a minority language in Timor-Leste, I believe. Yeah, I think this is very important for us to work these beautiful minority languages. Yeah, if it is possible, there's a opportunity. I really love to conduct a workshop for digital tools related to language revitalization documentation. Yeah, I'm so happy to do that. So please send me an email. And yeah, please get in touch. And I will write my email on the chat box. Thank you so much, Antonio.
Well, thank you, Dr. So. Shall we continue to the next question?
Sure, please.
Okay. Well, so this is the question from Ibu Wiwi Kretno.
Yep.
Regarding the use of AI in Coptic analysis, when using AI for Coptic analysis, what strategies can be employed to minimize or eliminate bias in the analysis process? Among the various AI tools available, are there any recommended explicitly for assisting with data analysis and linguistic research? Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, for the first question, there are some AI ethics filters, and my model is based on Claude 3 Sonnet 3.5, and Claude itself has several filters to not to give very balanced, not to give very biased answer. So these filters will work to stop creating like biased answers. Yeah, but if you create your language model from the scratch, you're very careful about the bias and not to make offendable answers and not to create kind of socially bad answers, for example. So yeah, but if you use retrieval augmented generated generation technique. You can use the filters of the base model like GPT or Claude or Llama, for example, Mistral and so on. So yeah, to do RAG, yeah, you don't make such a bad biased answers usually. And for among the various AI tools available, are there any recommended exposure for assisting with data analysis in linguistic research? Sure. Yeah, I really like Claude for example to create interlinear growth kind of text data. And I also created like making interlinear growth website and also LaTeX and so on. Claude, which is called interlinear grosser. I'll send it to their on the chat. So yeah, it is this one. Yeah, but you can create this kind of tool using Claude and other other AI. But I really recommend Claude at this time. Yeah. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Well, thanks again, Dr. So. Other questions from Miss
Yeah.
Andi Indah. Yeah, okay.
Very different from Coptic to Indonesian languages. Yeah, I know like there are several languages which have like old records, like old Japanese. But I imagine like 90% or more than 90% of the languages were not written before 20th century or 19th century. I don't know, but sorry if I'm wrong. Yeah, in that situation, it's quite different from Coptic. So that situation is quite close to Ainu or Ryukyuan languages, but Ryukyuan also has especially Okinawa has a very old writing like from the 15th century, 14th century, I forgot, but yeah, but across the maybe Ainu's orthography was made in the late 19th century, in the early 20th century. So yeah, many people are trying to create AI tools for minority languages which have no scripts or writings before 20th century or maybe until today. But there are possibly there are some orthographies made by linguists. As I mentioned, like the situation is quite difficult to use textual data spelling system. So for a while, I really recommend to use linguist orthography or orthography made by somebody in the community, but which is not so popular among community. But spell the language into some alphabets or some characters. You can try to use it, but to make it consistent is very important. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. So. Actually, there is someone who's raising hand here, but the question is already been written in the chat box, actually.
Okay.
Mr. Sharifuddin, if you want to give the questions directly, please.
Okay, thank you. Yes, my name is Safruddin Marpaug. In fact, I have written down the question in the chat room. For the first, in the context of endangered language preservation, how can the digital humanities approach ensure that the technology function not only as a tool for documentation, but it can also as the medium for revitalization and also, how about the AI, particularly NLP? It can be utilized to analyze reconstruct the linguistic structure of endangered language when the available data is extremely limited. And the last for the Shubuka University, in international collaboration, what strategies can be applied to promote ethical data sharing and ensure that local speaker communities remain active, the participant rather than passive research subject?
Thank you. Yeah, sure. Yeah, these questions are very important. The first question, yeah, oh, sorry, this time I couldn't show the much of the revitalization, like a platform for a digital platform for revitalization. Like we are creating like avatar of Turk speaker who of course agreed to create such a thing as a teacher avatar to teach like for example Turk. Also, one of my colleagues is working on like a dog avatar, very cute dog avatar to teach Kagoshima dialect of Japan. Yeah, these are like avatar stuff for robots or apps to educate young people, children in the language. It's getting much easier to create. Yeah, there are several ideas. And there's no absolute ideas on making educational tools or educational platform or educational guideline or like a schedule for children to learn their own ethnic languages. But I believe like if we we are making efforts, it's very somehow successful. We believe. I believe, and also for Trukusedic case, first like their community asked us to create this kind of like platform and tours. So we are just realizing their requests into shapes using computers and AI technologies. Yeah, of course, especially if it is living language like Turksedic or Ryukyuan, it is very important to collaborate with the local communities. Not it's very related to the third question. Yeah, so we should not treat them as the passive research subject. It's totally colonialism. It's very bad, but we need to collaborate with them, and I think my motto is to research on request basis, not like we should not research their traditions and languages forcefully. It's like a colonialism. It's very bad. But if they need if somebody wants to revitalize their language with new technology in the community, in that case we should try to collaborate with them and try to do like utilization of new technology for their educations and revitalizations. And for the second question, reconstruct the linguistic structure in nature. Yeah. This is many people are working on that in the very extremely limited situation for data. Yeah, it's the situation is getting better and better. With less data, we could make better model with new technology, new model, new base model, for example. and we can do various things like analyze the language and reconstruct the linguistic structures, for example. Yeah, it's quite difficult with the limited data, but yeah, still we should make efforts into make it efficient, more efficient to make our goal using the newer technology. Yeah, also Tsukuba University has several policies for, of course, research ethics and especially research activity involving people and to protect their rights, people's rights and people's yeah, do not bother people, for example, of course, do not destroy their cultural heritage or do not destroy, for example, human relation with them. Yeah, we need to be very polite and also very ethical to yeah, treat them as human beings, not the research subject. Of course, yeah, we should not be colonialist. We should be bit good human, of course. Yeah, thank you.
We move to the next questions.
Yeah.
Mr. Mokhtar. Yeah, Mr. Mokhtar, concerned that the native language of Northern African countries used to be Berber language. Now, what happened to the language of Berber ethnic group now? Did it disappear, endangered, or maybe already extinct?
Oh, no, not yet. Not yet. Or they're revitalizing their languages. There are several Berber languages in, especially in Northwest Africa. Not in Egypt. There's one Berber language called Siwi. But in Algeria, Libya, Morocco, and also Sahara, there are several Berber languages, and they are revitalizing their languages. Of course, there are some big influence from French in Morocco and Algeria, Tunisia, and also Arabic, the language which was brought in the 7th century by Islamic Empire. But still, like Berber languages community are surviving, and they are quite strong to guard their languages, as far as I know. But of course, the efforts must be continuous. Otherwise, the dominant languages will overtake. So, yeah, but they are doing quite good, and they are making revitalize also their writing system like Tifnag writing system from the ancient times, and they use Tifnag alphabets for today's writing of verbal languages, and that's quite awesome.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Dr. So. Okay, well, another question, more questions from Inyoman Suparsa. The question is there a way to revive or discover the vocabulary of a dead or extinct language? Yeah, would you like to give response?
Yeah. Yes, there are several ways. Yeah, for example, like for example, Meroitic language, which is the ancient language in northern Sudan and southern most southern Egypt. Was the scholars tried to identify the sounds of these Meroitic inscriptions, and they succeeded, but they didn't know about their grammar and vocabulary. But these days, Professor Crowley from France, he tried to interpret Meroitic language with modern living Nubian languages, but remote Nubian languages. And somehow he succeeded, not from 100%, but several percent, but still this is a big step into deciphering this Meroitic grace was ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs was deciphered using like bilingual text like Rosetta Stone, bilingual Greek and hieroglyphic text, and also Coptic, the descendant language, and also some other many sources like cuneiform writings, which preserve loan words from ancient Egyptian, for example, and Afro-Asiatic language, comparative historical studies of Afro-Asiatic language to reconstruct Proto-Afro-Asiatic and then Proto-Egyptian, for example. And there are various ways to reconstruct languages, but I believe that some AI or NLP technology can facilitate the process. For example, one of my friends, Marwan Kirani, he is making an app to create to automatic identification of the vowels, undeciphered vowels of ancient Egyptian using Coptic data, for example. I think AI or digital technology can automatize somehow and facilitate this reconstruction work. Thank you.
Wow, that is the good explanation, Dr. So. Okay, Mr. Rinaldi is asking about to create a good translation application, do we need to fine tune the AI, or is factorization sufficient?
Yeah, it depends. If your base model already has some knowledge of the language, you only have to vectorize the data as a knowledge for RAG. But if that base model has no knowledge about the language, I think you need to fine tune it. But if they have like a knowledge of similar language, maybe you can only do RAG, retrieval augmented generation with vectorized data. It depends, but the experiment, try and error is the most important. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Mr. Miyagawa, Dr. So. Another questions from Shafitri. In what ways can digital humanities contribute to UNESCO efforts to safeguard linguistic diversity?
Yeah, this is a very good question. Yes, people who are working on indigenous languages in digital humanities are trying to safeguard linguistic diversity, which was manifested by UNESCO and also SDGs by UN, United Nations. Yeah, of course, AI, some people say AI technology will damage the linguistic diversity because with AI, like English is getting more and more strong, and the English is now like a basic language of AI development. But in another way, like in another perspective, this new AI revolution can be a chance to facilitate the revitalization and documentation. So we're like practicing it, and we don't know, there's no pre-examples, formal examples using AI for language revitalization. So we don't know what happens next. But of course, the most important thing is the people who uh, try to keep their language traditions and try to educate children in their languages. So if they need help or if they want to try like AI technology or new technology for their revitalization movement, we should help them with our knowledge and our efforts. Yeah, it's very difficult to say. We cannot forcefully make people educate their children in their own ethnic language. We cannot do it forcefully, of course. We hope, but we cannot do it forcefully. So, if they have good intention, no, sorry, if they have very good motivation to keep their language alive, we need to help them. And also that's very important to make such an atmosphere in all over the world to to gird the linguistic diversity and also cultural diversity, which is very big to linguistic diversity too. So yeah, that's all. Yeah, thank you. That's a very good question.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Dr. So. Maybe this is the last opportunity for the participants. If any of you want to give questions, or maybe you want to give response, uh, please, this is the last opportunity. Well, I think this is the end of the session Q&A session, Dr. So. Once again, thank you very much for the great presentation and also
Thank you so much,
comprehensive.
everyone.
Yeah, very beneficial, valuable for all of us here.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank
Wow.
you so much, professors.
Well, as we come to the conclusion of today's session, I would like to invite the Honorable Head of Research Center for Language and Literature Preservation, Dr. Katubi, who will deliver conclusion, closing, and also gratitude expression. The screen is yours, Dr. Katubi.
Yep, thank you, Mas Lefran. Yep, Wasang, since all participants of the webinar are from Indonesia, although there are many participants from Timor-Leste, but I know they can speak Indonesian, all our friends.
Great.
Yeah, because of that, I will conclude our discussion of this afternoon in Indonesian language. It's okay for you, ya?
Sure.
Mia
Of course.
Kawasan.
Of course, yes.
Ya, Bapak Ibu semuanya, teman-teman semuanya, saya memperhatikan dengan sangat baik begitu ya paparan dari Sumia Gawasang, apa namanya, terutama terkait dengan digital humanities atau humaniora digital untuk bahasa yang terancam punah atau endangered languages ya. Jadi digital humanities ini menawarkan perangkat dan metodologi yang canggih untuk mendokumentasikan, merevitalisasi dan melestarikan bahasa yang terancam punah. Digital humanities menyediakan pendekatan baru untuk menciptakan sumber daya digital dan memberdayakan komunitas penutur yang sangat penting untuk bahasa-bahasa yang kekurangan data tertulis yang ekstensif atau bahkan tidak memiliki data tertulis sama sekali. Ada beberapa metode dan aplikasi yang digunakan di dalam digital humanities ini, misalnya pengarsipan dan dokumentasi bahasa. Ini sudah lama sebetulnya dilakukan di berbagai komunitas bahasa dan biasanya diarsipkan salah satunya misalnya di LR Endangered Language Archive di SOAS Jerman dan juga BRIN itu memiliki Ladin Language Documentation in Indonesia as a repository or archive center. Kemudian di dalam digital humanities ini juga dilakukan project yang dipimpin komunitas ya. Jadi perangkat digital dapat membantu memberdayakan dan melibatkan komunitas bahasa dalam upaya mendokumentasikan dan menumbuhkan rasa kepemilikan dan kebanggaan komunitas bahasa terhadap bahasanya. Anggota komunitas bahasa ini sering berkontribusi dan bahkan mengkurasi repositori digital dengan menggunakan aplikasi ponsel pintar, media sosial, dan bahkan platform digital lainnya. Kemudian Mia Gawasang juga menginformasikan tentang artificial intelligence dan machine learning atau pembelajaran mesin. Jadi AI dan juga large language model ini digunakan untuk menciptakan sumber daya yang berharga bagi bahasa-bahasa yang terancam punah. Kemudian Mia Gawasang juga memaparkan tentang pengenalan teks dan ucapan. Ini adalah perangkat penerjemahan berbasis artificial intelligence dan sistem pengenalan ucapan otomatis atau ASR yang sedang dikembangkan untuk bahasa-bahasa dengan jumlah penutur yang sangat sedikit. Kemudian juga dicontohkan tentang pembuatan kamus dan juga tata bahasa berbasis large language model yang dapat membantu dalam pembuatan aturan tata bahasa dan entry leksikal untuk bahasa-bahasa dengan sumber daya terbatas dan dengan belajar dari data bahasa yang terbatas. Kemudian Bapak Ibu semuanya, dengan menggunakan contoh-contoh dari bahasa Koptik, Ainu, Okinawa, dan Truku Sedik, Miyake Wasang mencontohkan bagaimana menghubungkan digital humanities dengan korpus, large language model, historical linguistic, dan juga model penerjemahan. Kemudian hal itu berkontribusi terhadap gerakan language revitalization and also language revival, terutama dalam educational assistance, kemudian cultural preservation, dan promoting language use. Finally, terjadi penelitian digital humanities untuk bahasa-bahasa yang terancam punah ini melampaui dokumentasi bahasa tradisional untuk menciptakan perangkat interaktif, pemberdayaan komunitas, dan juga menghasilkan wawasan linguistik baru. Penelitian ini menggabungkan linguistik komputasional dan juga teknologi digital dengan pendekatan berbasis komunitas untuk menciptakan sumber daya kebahasaan yang berkelanjutan. Itu yang bisa saya simpulkan, Bapak Ibu semuanya, dalam diskusi pada sore hari ini. Head of the Language and Literature Preservation, I Miyake Wasang PhD,
Thank you.
for taking time out of really busy schedule
Yeah,
to
somehow.
present this webinar. I know you are really very busy person.
Yeah, these days. But yeah, one day I would like to come to Indonesia, of course.
Yeah, hopefully we can make a collaborative research program in the future. And
Yeah.
thank you also to all participants. See you at the next webinar. Arigato gozaimashita. Sumiyake wasan.
Terima
Arigato,
kasih.
Sensei.
Obrigado. Terima
Arigato.
kasih. Thank
Terima kasih
you.
untuk Pak Obing Katubi, Bapak.
Ya,
Oh,
terima
Terima
kasih.
kasih.
Dan
thank you
juga
very
Pak
much,
Lefran.
Mr.
Thank
Katubi, for
you.
the beautiful closing. Terima kasih.
Wasan.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Amayadori.
Amayadori, why Amayadori? It's a very rare word.
So Miyake Wasang, now in campus,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
another place.
Yeah, kind of like sorry, there's so many people here. Like it's like
Oh.
sorry, like
Wow.
I had another job, but sorry. But I think it's if everything is okay, it's quite nice. But if it is too noisy, please let me know. I will go out to find another place.
Nice background. So,
Okay, thank you.
Natural background.
yeah.
Natural. Oh yeah, true. Not the virtual background.
Yeah, Mas Lefran and all friend. Actually, me and so Miyake Wasang had planned to the webinar since
Right.
maybe February or March.
Yeah, true.
But we all too busy to.
Yeah. Also, we had like some accident, not accident, but it was overlapped by another meeting, right? Some important visit of a minister or somebody.
Yeah, because of that, no, the right time.
Yeah, true.
Shall we start now?
We will start now. We are still waiting for Pak Heri
Heri?
Kaswara, ya.
Oh, okay. So you're waiting for him to join?
Yeah. I think Pak Heri. Okay. Still wait. I will
Yeah.
call the secretary.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Good
Harry.
afternoon.
How are you?
Yeah, fine. Thank you.
Okay. Where have you been right now? In the
I,
office or
yeah, already in the office. You
in
can
the
see the
office? Okay.
bendera merah putih and
Okay.
Garuda
BRIN.
Pancasila,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Well, welcome to the webinar, Mr. Harry.
Okay.
Yeah. So shall we start right now, Pak
Yeah.
Kepala?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We can
Right.
start now.
Okay.
Just
Well, good afternoon, distinguished guests, speaker, and participants. On behalf of Research Center for Language and Literature Preservation, Archaeology, Language, and Literature Research Organization, I would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you to today's webinar entitled Digital Humanities for Endangered Languages Research. My name is Lefran Rurut, and I have the honor of serving as the moderator for this session. Before we begin, I would like to provide a few brief reminders, such as first, please keep your microphone muted unless you are invited to speak. And the second, the session is being recorded. And at last, participants are welcome to submit questions through the Q&A feature, which will be addressed after the presentation. Now, without further delay, I proudly would like to invite Dr. Heri Jukaswara, MA, as the head of Archaeology, Language, and Literature Research Organization, who will deliver a speech. And Dr. Heri, the screen is yours now.
okay.
Dr. Heri?
Sorry.
Yeah, please.
Sorry, I have a little bit problem with my Zoom, but right now I think okay. Okay. Good afternoon for everybody, especially for our guest, Dr. Miyagawa, right? From Tsukuba University,
Thank you.
and also Pak Obing Katubi from the head of research center, language literature preservation. First of all, I would like to give appreciation to Pusat Riset Bahasa dan Sastra for preservasi Bahasa dan Sastra for this occasion. I think this is very important discussion related with how we can deal technology and also endangered language. I got the short biography from the speakers. I think I do believe he has a very extensive experience, yeah, related how to connect linguistic and technology, and especially with what so-called endangered language. Yeah. Actually, I just arrived from Japan this morning at 6 p.m. I just landed in Jakarta from Kyoto. And then I just have a very short visit related to the research related to language and literature in Osaka, and also in Pao Bing's place before in the Tokyo University of Foreign Studies. And then I think this talk will be very, very interesting because how we can preserve, documenting, and etc. related with endangered language. Actually, one of my focus of research about in Bahasa we call masyarakat adat or indigenous people, just like Ainu in Japan, yeah. And then right now, I think in Indonesia this is very serious problem related to how to preserve the local language using the technology, yeah. I got experience from new capital city of Indonesia, namely IKN in East Kalimantan. Usually people ask to me how to preserve their language, yeah, and then they ask BRIN to help them to make dictionary, yeah, because according to them, dictionary is the one of tools, yeah, to preserve their language, yeah. But of course, not only dictionary, yeah, because right now we will talk about the how to connect the AI technology, yeah, to preserve the language. As a research organization, should look for the different kind of related the language preservation, yeah. And really I would like to listen from you, yeah, because when I read about your short biography, I think we can learn a lot about your expertise related with connecting AI and with the linguistic things, yeah. I think that's all for my introduction. And then to all of you, I think enjoy with the discussion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Harry, for the beautiful speech and also introduction. Well, dear participants, maybe I will give a little introduction about our seminar today. Digital humanities is an interdisciplinary field that combines linguistics, technology, and computer science to study, preserve, and revitalize languages. The age roots date back to Roberto Bussa's Index Thomisticus project in 1949, which created the first digital corpus of Thomas Aquinas' works. Today, the age is rapidly expanding because of text digitalization, distant reading, Google Ngram viewer, and the use of AI and deep learning in language and cultural studies. Dr. Miyagawa explained how the age is applied in linguistic research, particularly for endangered languages. He has developed digital corpora, online dictionaries, and linguistic archives for Coptic, Ainu, Rokyuan, and Truku Sidik. Projects such as Celia and Coptic Scriptorium utilize the text encoding initiative, TEI, to make text machine processable, while Coptic Dictionary Online and Coptic WordNet enhance cross-linguistic lexical analysis. Dr. Miyagawa's main innovation is the development of machine translation and natural language processing, or NLP, system for languages with limited data sources. His experiments on Coptic and Ainu demonstrated the importance of corpus size in improving model accuracy. With large parallel data sets, in this case, Coptic English and Ainu Japanese, automatic translation now supports AI-based linguistic learning, text analysis, and search. Well, good participants, now I'd like to introduce our distinguished speaker. Here is his short biography. So this is Dr. So Miyagawa's short biography. Dr. So Miyagawa is an Egyptologist, Coptologist, and linguist specializing in historical linguistics, endangered language documentation, and digital philology. He is associate professor at the University of Tsukuba, Japan, and holds a PhD from the University of Göttingen. His research bridges traditional philology and cutting-edge digital humanities, integrating AI and computational methods to analyze ancient Egyptian and Coptic, as well as endangered languages of Japan and beyond. He also leads and collaborates on interdisciplinary projects that explore how digital technologies can preserve, revitalize, and reinterpret linguistic heritage across time. Well, dear participants, please allow me to explain about our speaker's short biography in Bahasa Indonesia. Oke. Pembicara kita saat ini, Dr. Somiyagawa adalah ahli di bidang bahasa, sejarah, dan budaya Mesir kuno, dan bahasa Koptik secara khusus berkaitan dengan linguistik historis, juga dokumentasi bahasa yang terancam punah, dan filologi digital. Beliau adalah Associate Professor di Universitas Tsukuba, Jepang, dan meraih gelar PhD dari Universitas Göttingen. Penelitiannya menjembatani filologi tradisional dan humaniora digital mutakhir, kemudian mengintegrasikan AI dan metode komputasi untuk menganalisis bahasa Mesir kuno dan bahasa Koptik, serta bahasa-bahasa yang terancam punah di Jepang dan sekitarnya. Beliau juga memimpin dan berkolaborasi dalam proyek-proyek interdisipliner yang mengeksplorasi bagaimana teknologi digital dapat melestarikan, merevitalisasi, dan menafsirkan atau menginterpretasikan kembali warisan linguistik lintas waktu. Well, it is my pleasure to invite our distinguished speaker, Dr. Somiyagawa, who will deliver a presentation on digital humanities for endangered languages research. The screen is yours, Mr. So.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Rurut. Thank you so much for very great introduction. And thank you so much, Dr. Yogaswara, for inviting me to this very great opportunity. Thank you so much, Dr. Katubi, for initiating this kind of lecture project. And thank you so much, everyone who came here. My name is Somiyagawa, who is speaker today. So I will just start it now. So my presentation is about digital humanities for endangered languages research. And I'm coming from University of Tsukuba in Japan. It is like 40 minutes from the Tokyo city center. This university is quite also has a huge kind of unit of digital humanities, and there are many people who are working there from very different backgrounds. For example, some of them are working on manga and anime studies, and some of them are working on library science, and I'm working on linguistics and so on. But we are collaborating with each other, and not only inside the university, but beyond the university and beyond the countries. For example, I'm also collaborating with people from Germany, from Sweden, from United States, also from Indonesia, some people from Venus University and so on. And today I would talk about digital humanities for endangered language research, but this is quite a big and vast topic, so it is very difficult to talk everything about it, but I will just focus on what I've done, and also what I want to do, and also what is the problem I'm facing right now. It's just very limited time, so let's begin it. So I'm currently working on associate linguistics and teaching linguistics as an associate professor. But I studied in Germany. Before that, I studied in Japan. But after graduating from Kyoto University in Japan, I went to Germany, and I enrolled a PhD course. But I was also working. I was hired as a corpus builder and also like a database builder of Coptic manuscripts and Coptic texts in their project of German Research Foundation and at the University of Göttingen. So I was working while I was writing my PhD dissertation, and for 7 years I worked on this corpus building project of Coptic language. And after that, I came back to Japan, became a PhD fellow, postdoctoral fellow at Kansas University, and I worked on digital humanities projects for old Chinese and Japanese books. And then I became assistant professor at Kyoto University, and I taught digital humanities there. And after that, I became ninja assistant professor at the National Institute for Japanese Language and Linguistics. And I was involved in various indigenous languages documentation projects, especially Ryukyuan languages. And I was part of a team making various databases, lexicon, and corpora of Ryukyuan languages. And now I became an associate professor of linguistics in digital humanities at the University of Tsukuba. But my background is Egyptology and Coptic studies, and also linguistics. Before I came to Germany, I studied just linguistics. But in Germany, I studied Coptic. Coptic is the last stage of ancient Egyptian language. I will talk about it later. But it is a language which has revitalization movement. This language is the written record is quite old, but the last native speaker was attested in the 17th century. But from 19th century, there had been a kind of revitalization movement of this language until today. So it is quite interesting, quite like a language which has a rich literature, but also kind of quite active revitalization movement. And this is as Dr. Ruru said, I was working on kind of AI things, and this is it's also very easy to make. Sorry, it doesn't work. Wait a sec. I made oh, it doesn't work. Sorry. It was yeah, it works. Yeah. Can you hear?
Perkenalkan, nama saya Somiagawa, seorang profesor madya dalam bidang Humaniora Digital dan Linguistik di Universitas Tsukuba, Jepang. Latar belakang pendidikan saya mencakup gelar Magister Linguistik dari Universitas Kyoto dan gelar doktor dalam studi Koptik dari Universitas Göttingen, Jerman. Fokus penelitian saya adalah pada perpaduan metode digital kontemporer dengan studi bahasa dan naskah kuno, khususnya dalam menganalisis dan melestarikan.
Could you hear it? You couldn't? Wait a sec. I don't know why. I think it works, but you couldn't.
Tarikan teks-teks berbahasa Koptik menggunakan pendekatan komputasional.
No? It doesn't
Yes,
work.
we can. Yes, we
Yeah,
can hear
it works. It works. Yeah, it works.
It works. It works. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is AI generated about myself speaking Indonesian, Bahasa Indonesia. I cannot speak Bahasa Indonesia just only for greetings, but this AI can speak. My own avatar can speak like Bahasa Indonesia. Yeah, this was made last year, so the quality is not so good, but these days the quality is quite good, and it's so difficult to distinguish which one is the fake and which one is the real. So yeah, it's getting also very dangerous, but yeah, still there are many possibilities to use this kind of technology for linguistic research and also revitalization. And as Professor Dr. Rurut said, the digital humanities was kind of began with the birth of a computer. And the first Father Robert Busa, Jesuit priest and scholar, he pioneered the digital humanities. And first he used computers, IBM computers in their 1949, which is very early stage of computer history. And he digitized machine readable corpus. Corpus is a text database of Index Domesticus. It is a works of Thomas Aquinas, Catholic theologian, and at last 11 million words analyzed. And this project was a kind of like very early, one of the earliest digital humanities projects, and one of the kind of the earliest models of it. And still, this data is used by scholars. And University of Tübingen is now publishing it online, and you can easily search words and like analyze the Thomas Aquinas works. Oops. And so 1949, Robert versus Index Domesticus project began, and yeah, there are many other projects began. Also, corpus linguistics was kind of flourished or beginning to flourish, and 90s like digital corpora was like blooming, like with more the advancement of computational technology, and also their personal computer is getting more and more common, and also the media recordable media is now very kind of its capacity is very big, became big. So in 90s, there are many digital corpora and text collections were made. In 2000, Frank Moretti introduces the idea of distant reading, which is the reading only done by computer, using computer. Well, so before distant reading, we only did cross reading, but with distant reading with computers, we use we will do some statistical methods or network analysis or like many other stuff like we using NLP, natural language processing, doing a sentiment analysis, topic modeling, and so on. And in 2009, there's also a very big event happened, like a Google Books Enneagram Viewer launched. This is like Google collected so many books as they could, and we could search, we could do distant reading, especially frequency analysis of the books which Google gathered. And this is quite a massive breakthrough. And in 2013, like computational literary studies expanded a lot, and there were many, currently there are many events and also meetings and conferences of computational literary studies. And now their time of big data with a lot of data, and also machine learning. Machine learning was also had various breakthroughs, but the biggest one is in 2000s, especially with the beginning of the third golden age by deep learning, especially deep learning was kind of invented by Geoffrey Hinton and his team from the University of Toronto, and he got a Nobel Prize of Physics. It's very quite interesting. But after the invention of deep learning, the machine learning became very, very clever and smart, and especially in the languages, like Transformer in 2017 was so good to process it. And after Transformer, we had models like BERT and GPT and various other stuff which could treat languages very well like humans. But in endangered languages, we have fewer data than like major or dominant languages, like English, Chinese, Mandarin Chinese, Japanese, and also Bahasa Indonesia is quite a big language, Bangla, and so on. Sorry, there are several chat. Okay. Yeah. So for these languages, engineering languages, we lack data. So far, it was so hard to teach AI in these languages. But these days, it's getting changed. Less and less data can be trained on an AI model, and that AI model can learn a lot from these fewer or less data of these indigenous languages. In this presentation for indigenous languages in Asia and Africa discussed, but maybe I don't have time, but I'm not sure. But let's try. I will try. So first, Coptic. This is my background. Coptic is an ancient descendant of ancient Egyptian language and the last stage of ancient Egyptian. But it is still used today by Coptic Christians in Egypt. And also there's a linguistic language revitalization movement. Oh, what is this? And yeah, so ancient Egyptian was very like old so it has the oldest records, or one of the oldest records of the human writing from like 3200 BCE. And Coptic is an ancient Egyptian language written in the Coptic script. It is a descendant of the ancient Egyptian language. And this Coptic is like this, and the hieroglyphic is like this. But this hieroglyph is quite old. The oldest one is like 5,000 years ago, and the latest one is like 1,600 years ago. The Coptic was like formed, established in the 3rd century. But before that, there was also kind of Greek writing, Greek alphabet writing of ancient Egyptian, and it was called Old Coptic. But after 3rd century, the standard spelling was established, and from that, since then, Coptic, the language was called Coptic. The language, Egyptian language, written by Coptic in Coptic alphabet. And in Germany, I studied in the doctoral program, and I worked for this German Research Foundation project. In short, I was working on making corpora and digital editions of Coptic manuscripts. And we had various like collaboration on projects, like a database of dictionary of Greek loanwords in Coptic. Coptic has a massive influence from ancient Greek, because ancient Greek was like a common or standard language of Egypt from 3rd century BCE until 7th century CE. And also we have several other projects, notably, for example, Coptic Scriptorium, which is a linguistically and philologically tagged Coptic corpus. And I also kind of contributed the corpora to this Coptic corpus project. And there are other various philological projects like Copt OT project, Coptic Old Testament project, INTF, which is the Coptic New Testament project, and so on. And we had a big umbrella project called Kelia, which was like a first kind of promoting the collaborations among these projects. Okay, I will skip it because I already did it. So Coptic revitalization movement is like this, like in the 17th century, Coptic had the revitalization movement, especially led by a person called Claudius Labib. and he made a Coptic newspaper written Coptic and also Arabic, and textbooks of Coptic language or spoken Coptic language, and the dictionary of spoken Coptic, and so on. But in the early 20th centuries, this effort is not getting so well because of dominance of the Arabic language and broader socio-political factors affecting the Coptic community in Egypt. But after that, like especially in the after Egyptian Revolution, but before or after the Egyptian Revolution in 2009 or 2000, around that, Coptic, there are many Coptic immigrants to other countries like Australia, United States, Canada, and Germany, and so on. And they are the type of people who became aware of their cultural identity and tried to revitalize Coptic. Also, revitalization of Coptic was continued in Egypt, especially around Alexandria, and some people tried to speak Coptic as a everyday language, but yeah, it was so difficult because of the dominance of Arabic. And there's digital initiatives. Like one of the latest developments is the expansion of efforts to provide education in the Coptic language through web-based media, especially after COVID. In the COVID-19, there are many Coptic language classes by Zoom, and now we also have Coptic portal site of Coptic, teaching Coptic and learning Coptic. And also there's AI revolution, like some AI, which especially the AI I trained, could speak Coptic and also translate English into Coptic. But yeah, of course, there are some errors, but still it's getting better and better. This is the kind of Coptic portal site for learning Coptic. This is Coptic for all. And in this site, you can learn the pronunciation, grammar, and so on. And they also have like webs. Maybe it is separate from it, but there's web classes and so on by Zoom. And also there are many good corpus linguistic tools for Coptic, especially like a career project where I worked, created this Coptic NLP service. Mainly it was done by Coptic scriptorium project team, especially Professor Mizeldes, the principal investigator of this Coptic scriptorium project. But if you type Coptic text and press the process button, you can have like university dependencies parsing. University dependencies is like a standard for analyzing the syntax of the language. And there are many universal dependencies, corpora of the indigenous languages. And you can see which word is the subject and which word is object, etc. And also you can have like a part of speech again, lemmatized text in SGML format, which can be also converted into XML format, which is the kind of standard of corpus data. And also you can have entity recognition like this, which one is a person and which one is an abstract noun, and which one is like place noun, for example. And by in the career project, there was a collaboration to make a dictionary of Coptic language. And that project created this Coptic dictionary online. This is a kind of very useful tool for people who learn Coptic. And you can easily type and search and find the word, what's meaning, and how to use it, and so on, like this. So if you sort them, and you can get their meaning, and also you can have this kind of network analysis with co-occurrence, like which word is most occurred most frequent before this sort them or after sort them, for example. And you can also have many examples here. But this is like raw data of this Coptic dictionary online. This is using TI-XML. This is kind of standard for marking up the humanities text, including lexicon, dictionary, but also like novels and stories, linguistic text, for example, documentation, data, text, and so on, and also various other data in any other languages, including Arabic, including Chinese, Japanese, and so on. And nowadays it is getting more and more globally compatible. Also, like there are many tags added for East Asian languages, and also Arabic or Islamic cultures, and so on. But yeah, you can maybe if you not familiar with the TI-XML or XML technology, it's a bit painstaking to see. But if you know the meaning of the tags, like you can easily recognize what is written here. For example, sense is like a sense, like meaning of this word. Entry is like entry of the dictionary, and POS is part of speech, and so on. Yeah, but yeah, sorry, this is kind of not I made a kind of yeah, program, just mention program. Yeah, still there are many places to improve in this TI-XML, especially like dictionary. And yeah, there are some complicated situation of super entry and entry of this TI-XML. And there are also some new versions of TI-XML or kind of derivative of TI-XML called TRX0, which kind of solve these problems and make more smarter markup for dictionary data. And also, but it is also compatible with their TI-XML. Yeah, so there are many merits for TI-X0 for lexical entries, but sorry, it is very not for very introductory audience, but sorry, I don't know why I put this slide here. Yeah, but yeah, of course there are many problems, but in TI-XML itself too, but it is the most used kind of format to create digital humanities data, especially with text. So and there are many tools to analyze and to visualize and to yeah, do many stuff on this TI-XML data. So there are many merits, and also it is maintained by the community TI consortium. So it is community based, not by company, but like academic or yeah, mainly academic community. So it is more trustable, and so and also more durable. So yeah, if you try to make TI-XML with like a ChatGPT. So this is like 1 year ago, so ChatGPT is not so good as it is today. But yeah, if you would try to convert this TI data into TI-X0, you can easily do it by ChatGPT. And if you like put some dictionary data with like just normal plain text and ask ChatGPT, please convert this data into XML, you can do it. Yeah? So it's getting easier and easier to make this kind of like very difficult, seemingly difficult data format. Yeah, also created various tools, including Coptic WordNet. This is like a lexical data, but more like a conceptual dictionary, like which word is a hypernym, like which word is overword, like for example, animal and dog has like a hypernym and hyponym relation, and dog and cat are co-hyponym relation, for example. And this kind of network of the words were recorded in the Coptic WordNet. But this is for Coptic language, of course. But we created this kind of data set for do more better analysis of Coptic language with computers. But everything changed after, as I said, like AI or large language models. In the past, it was not so good. Like they had so many errors, especially before 2017. But in the 2017, this transformer model was created. After that, there are so many good models like BERT and GPT, which leads to ChatGPT, and so on. And these language models has learned so many data, like GPT-3, the former version of ChatGPT, already studied like 890,000 books. But at the time, it didn't produce so good Japanese or English, but in GPT-4 or GPT-5, it creates sometimes better sentences than humans. But yeah, we know like the problem of creativity and also problem of like ethics and so on. But it's so revolutionary. Like it's doing quite good works in major languages, but not in minor languages, or not in, how should I say, less represented languages. And for less represented languages like Coptic or other languages like Ainu or Okinawa or other Ryukyuan languages or other like indigenous languages in the world, we need more language resource to teach these AI, especially machine readable text, corpora, like digital plain text, XML, JSON. This is another data format, and so on. And my background is historical linguistics, but historical linguistics also needs data. And many people say historical linguistics is basically a corpus linguistics. Corpus linguistics is a field which studies the language with so-called corpora, the textual data, and to try to find the truth or find the rules or universals in the language or languages, or just support some theories with the corpus data. And there are two types of corpus linguistics, corpus driven and corpus supported. But corpus linguistics is quite empirical linguistics. But historical languages have only written records, of course there are audio recording in the 20th century, like early 20th century, like Ainu and so on. But but these cases are quite rare. Before 20th century, there's no audio records, or maybe in 19th century, I don't know. But but like Coptic or ancient Egyptian or ancient Greek and so on, they don't have any audio records. So we already have written records. So historical linguistics is basically corpus linguistics. And in this way, like Coptic linguistics must have more corpus data, textual data. Their initiative of this way is a Coptic Scriptorium project, which is a project of National Endowment for the Humanities in the United States. Sorry, this is like old data, but like 1 year or 2 years ago, it was like 1 million. It has 1 million words or tokens, but now I think it's more than 2 million. But I'm not sure. Like, but some months ago, I just calculated it. Sorry if I'm wrong. Please, sorry, forgive me. And it has like tagged corpus with lemma, parts of speech morphology, and syntactic structure and so on, and very richly annotated. And this is like a visualization of visualization of the corpus. Coptic Scriptorium is using ANIST platform. It can display many stuff like morphology, parts of speech, and also syntactic structures and so on. This is for mainly researchers, not for new speakers, language learners. But yeah, somehow like people can get knowledge from this kind of academic corpus database. This is Coptic Scriptorium's visualization. And you can find this lemma and so on, and the meaning. And if you click the lemma, you can go to the Coptic dictionary online, so you can find the meaning of the word. I already showed it. This is the Coptic NLP service, which can be used for making the data of Coptic Scriptorium. And so, and also there are this Coptic Scriptorium is mainly for more academic learners or academic researchers, but there are also like more community-based. Sorry, I did a mistake somehow. Wait a second, where is it? This one. A communities-based database of Coptic texts. One of them is called tasbeha.org. This is made by Coptic Christians, and it is a data library of Coptic hymns and liturgical texts. Audio is also available. Recently, the Coptic Baharic part was unicodized, which is very important for NLP services, because Unicode is currently like the most standard character encoding system. You also use it on your smartphones and also computers, and it is aimed at making or including all the scripts, including like ancient scripts and also very rare scripts. And this tasbeha.org has 2099 lyrics, and so on. And first, I tried to use the data of this tasbeha.org to create a machine translation model for Coptic. But there are several difficulties. When I started this project, there's no Unicode version, and so on. And I got at the same time, I got the